Hello, my name is Chris Stevenson, and the reason I'm doing this video is to answer some questions, provide some information about dental work in Mexico. And as many people know, dental work, major dental work in the United States can be extremely expensive. In my case, I had gone to a dentist about 4 years ago with questions about an all-on-4 procedure. This dentist was so kind. He said, "Yes, I can help you. The price tag is about $45,000 to $50,000. I became very uninterested at that point. And I think a lot of people don't realize that you can go to Mexico, provided that you find the right dentist, the right clinic, and get very, very high levels of quality dental work done safely and professionally at an astronomically low price. The work that I had done, which was in full mouth restoration, I had done for about 25 to 28% of what it would cost here in the United States. My mouth's kind of crooked, but my teeth are white. They're straight, no food traps. All the clicking is there when you do your flossing. And they just did an absolutely fantastic job. So I'm not an employee of any of these clinics. I simply want to get the word out because people are suffering, and if they know where they can go to get good dental work done in Mexico, it may be of some help to them. I've prepared some notes. I just want to answer a bunch of questions that I normally get when people ask me about my experience. One of the first questions is the equipment and the facilities they have modern, up-to-date, and able to do the job for whatever you need? The answer is yes. When I went to Cancun Dental Specialists, I stopped in there when I was on vacation with my wife in Cancun. I was blown away with the materials, the equipment, everything they did there. They just had spent $80,000 for a brand new milling piece of equipment that puts together crowns and brand new teeth for implants. They really have all the modern 3D x-ray, panoramic x-rays. They can do anything and everything that you would find in the United States. That's important. You got to make sure your clinic is up to speed with all the right equipment. Number two are the facility sanitary. I was very, very encouraged when I went to Cancun Dental Specialists. The reason why is because everything was clean. Before anybody walks into a room where they do any dental work, they have a staff that comes in there and completely sanitizes everything. All their instruments that they use are sanitized, they're under wraps. Everything is very, very clean. You don't need to worry about that at all. I think you could go to Cancun Dental Specialists and eat breakfast off the floor and not have to worry about it. That's how clean and good I think they are. The other thing is, how can they do all this work so inexpensively? I mean, if you can go down there and get these major procedures done for 25, 30% of what it would cost here in the United States, I think there's a number of reasons. Number one, they don't have the liability insurance issues that dentists do in the United States. Obviously, labor cost in Mexico is so much less than what you would find in the United States. So when you have dental hygienists and assistants, you're not paying a high salary to have those people working on you. Real estate for their buildings and their clinics is relatively cheap. The other thing is the Mexican government will put a ceiling on the amount of money they can charge for certain procedures. They help these dentists get through school, and then on top of that, what happens is they say, okay, then you need to adhere to our pricing regulations that we have. Another question is, what's the clinic's track record? I mean, I think I looked at hundreds and hundreds of reviews of different clinics everywhere. And I think what's important is you look for a thread, a common thread that goes through all of these different reviews to make sure you can feel comfortable. When you start seeing review after review of people that are unhappy, that have had resulting problems, then that's something I would stay away from. So I actually got phone numbers of people who had work done in the clinic recently. I called those individuals here in the United States and Canada. Every single one of them was absolutely happy with the work done at Cancun Dental Specialists. That made me feel very, very comfortable. The other thing that I think is important is return patients. People don't go back to a dentist if they're unhappy. When I was at that clinic, I asked a lot of people if this was their first time. Yes, there were some of those, but there were a lot of people that were back for their second or their third time. I met one gentleman who just makes a regular trip to the dentist every year when he comes to Cancun. And he had been going there for 5 years. Do they speak English? Yeah, they speak English. They speak great English. Everybody I talk to, from the front counter to the assistants to the dentist, everybody speaks good English. I have called other clinics in Tijuana, just over the border in Texas. I had a very difficult time understanding them. But it's important that when you talk to these clinics, that they can explain to you exactly what their dental plan is for you. You need to understand that. It's hard to understand if they can't communicate in English very well. Another thing is, do they have any kind of guarantees? This is important. If you go to the website at whatever clinic you're considering, look to see if they have a written guarantee. When I went to Cancun Dental Specialist, it is spelled out in detail. Basically, and bottom line is, if you're not happy, we'll fix it and make sure that you are happy. It's in writing and they stick to it. Their whole reputation depends on that. If you have a clinic that will not put it in writing, I would stay away from them with a 10-foot pole. It's not worth going there. Does your insurance pay for this? I think it's important that you take your insurance forms with you. You have to realize that the person that heads up this clinic, Dr. Irma Galvadon, is a dentist that's been trained in the #1 university in Mexico and then did her advanced studies at the University of Michigan for 2 years. That is the #1 dental school in America. And on top of that, she was a professor for third-year students. She's somebody that knows exactly what needs to be done. She is licensed to practice dentistry in Michigan and California. Consequently, as a licensed dentist in the United States, a lot of your insurance programs are going to honor any claims that you make from her clinic with her name on it. How much does it cost to get to Cancun? From Salt Lake City, shop it, you can get down there for $400. But getting there is one thing. What about lodging? You can go to some very nice hotels, spend a lot of money. I would not worry about that. When you get in touch with your dental coordinator at Cancun Dental Specialists, they'll provide the lodging for you. They have a 5-bedroom condominium that I have stayed in. It is awesome with a swimming pool out back. It's clean. It's not the Ritz-Carlton, but it has everything you need in a very nice, clean environment. So that's an important thing. And believe me, $400 for a round-trip ticket, you save that 10 times over when you go down there to have any kind of major work done. What about how much money can I save? Just plan on whatever pricing you see in the United States, plan on about 25 to 30% of that to have your work done in Mexico. The other thing is you're down there. Enjoy the vacation. Boy, I'll tell you, the beaches are absolutely awesome. The water is fantastic. While you're down there getting your work done, just enjoy the time while you're there. You have drivers that pick you up at the airport. They take you to your lodging. They pick you up for your appointments. They all have absolutely spotless cars, dressed and groomed very nicely, and they all speak wonderful English. And they get you to your appointment on time. So that's a very important thing, I think, to remember. If you have questions, please feel free to look at my longer video, which is called Dental Tourism in Mexico on YouTube. Also, I have a website that goes into a lot more detail. It's called all-on-4-mexico.com for greater details. Please feel free to call me. My contact information is on the website. I'm more than happy to answer any questions for you. I hope this is helpful for you, but please make sure that you get all the right information and you feel comfortable and safe. At nighttime, my wife and I were walking around at 10:30 at night. No problems in the hotel zone. I would not make that guarantee outside of the hotel zone if you're going to bars and who knows whatever other places you might go. In the hotel zone, no worries whatsoever. Thanks for your time. Good luck to you. And go get some beautiful white teeth taken care of.